We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for an important news announcement. This is the Wisconsin Theta News Network, and we have your Wisconsin Theta News for the month of April. My name is Austin Dine. Of course, I'm joined by my talented co-anchor, Dominick Perry. Dom, how are you doing on this wonderful Thursday?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. It is starting to stay warm outside. By all means, that's all I need. I mean, it's a little cold right now. We're not gonna lie, but I can go outside without a coat, without a sweatshirt. I maybe the usual, 45 seconds to a minute before let my car warm up, rather than 20 minutes, just so it there's no frost in there. I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's great. It's
Yeah,
amazing
well,
weather. So I'm just happy to finally be in like spring.
I feel like this week has really given us like the full spring experience. I think Monday it was downpouring and like almost flooding here, and then now it's like you said, finally getting a little bit warmer. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get outside, go on my nice walks. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a great May. Um, so before we kind of jump into all of our news from the Wisconsin Theta world here this last month, obviously we're doing some stuff that's a little bit different here, so we probably need to explain ourselves. Um, Basically, obviously we're not doing the Beyond the Red Door podcast like we're normally doing. This is a different setup for us. And Dom and I have been chatting a lot about what we kind of wanted to do with this and how we wanted to change some stuff up. We felt like we were getting into a bit of like a creative rut, and it was just hard to kind of schedule around what we wanted to do. And so now we've decided to do something a little bit in a different direction. And so that's what we're doing here with this Wisconsin Theta News Network. So the plan is to highlight more current stuff that's going on. So stories from around the chapter, around the alumni, different things that our brothers are doing out in the world, and um, just giving highlights about all that. So, we're still planning on doing some interview style stuff as well. But we feel like with this, we'll be able to do a lot more fun stuff, have some different segments, have some different guests come on to do, different things. But, Dom, do you have anything else you kind of want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking along the lines of what you were saying. So creative rut is probably the best words for it. And it's not that we don't enjoy doing it, but when it comes to the same in routine, in and out, and then you have trouble with scheduling over and over again, it just kind of puts you in a hole. Like Austin and I really love doing what we do, in the sense of just being able to get on here, not only chat amongst ourselves, but really kind of talk and promote the benefits of the fraternity. We talk and promote the benefits of what somebody's doing in their day-to-day life. Like we really just being able to interact in terms of beyond the collegiate doors is something that still brings us passion in our daily drive. Besides Austin and I normally hanging out, this is just a nice outlet, especially when we're both busy adults. We really want to keep finding ways and avenues. So like we're not getting rid of this, but it's more or less we're just pivoting in a slight, different angle. So it's not like it's going away, but our main focus is going to do something where we can, have a lot more consistency, where we feel we can be able to not only put out content in a timely manner, but put out, just something that's a little bit quicker, and having a bit more face to face of this.
Yeah. I mean, I think you worded it best there. Like I said, it definitely is a big shift going from, one long episode where we're interviewing one person to now this style where our plan is to do like shorter form content, stuff that you guys could consume, like why are you eating breakfast in the morning or something along those lines. I couldn't think of other examples off the top of my head, but yeah. And like I said, like the plan is to kind of bring on some different people to share some different things that they're doing. Again, we're thinking of it more as like different news stories that we're kind of covering, and we really want to highlight the stuff that's going on in the present right now because I feel like there's a lot of different things that our brothers are doing across the board, undergrads and alumni, and we don't always take that time to slow down and kind of cover what's going on in the moment, and so to be able to do this and do that, I think it's just going to be awesome. So um, yeah, Dom, let's get into our first, our top stories from this month. You want to go first?
Absolutely. Breaking news over the weekend. In lieu of Alumni Banquet Weekend, we have decided to do something a little bit smaller called Wisconsin Theta Connections Weekend. Wisconsin Theta Connections Weekend is usually a bit of something a little bit different, but following along the lines of the same format. What this is, is, like I said, it's a little bit in lieu of spring banquet following 25 year. We decided to kind of have something a little bit smaller, a little bit more meet and greet kind of deal, and a little bit more just kind of where people can still come, but we're not really going to have a full frontal banquet. So first and foremost, kind of laying it down there for you, we have the Tom Barton Finance event. That was a Barton Spartans opportunity for people to kind of get together and understand a lot more about finances, making yourself a little bit more wealthy and preparing yourself for the life of the end of the career road. Secondly, we have the annual golf outing with all proceeds raised. We have rounded out to about $1,800, and that was sent to the Honor Flight Network. So, for those of you who don't know, the Honor Flight Network is a nonprofit organization, and they transport America's veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit the memorials dedicated to their service and sacrifices entirely free of that charge. It is a funded program through donations, and with our donation, we are able to send vets. They are completely free of charge, and it is a wonderful opportunity if you get a chance to donate to their organization. So right after that, the night ended with some bowling at Sunset Lanes in Dickeyville, Wisconsin, a little bit close to Platteville, not in Platteville. And we're going to kind of hopefully, be doing adding on to these activities every single year along the lines of spring banquet.
Alongside our Wisconsin Theta Connections weekend, we had our AVC annual meeting. For those that don't know, our AVC Corporation meets once a year to elect new board of director members. We kind of cover everything that's happened over the last year. And this year, we had a really highly contested AVC board of directors election. We had 5 spots that were open going into it, and we had 6 people running. And at the end of the day, we had brother Dawson Van Winkle and brother Josh Miller that retains their spots on the board of director. And then we introduced 3 new members onto the board. So brother Dominick Perry, brother Ryan Vickerman, and brother Brandon Belk. We're really excited to have them join on board. I think all 3 of them haven't been on the board in quite a long time. So it's just going to be a lot of new faces, lots of new ideas going on. And like I said, we're excited to bring some new people on board.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Congratulations to everyone, and thank you to everyone who has ran. It is really great to see that we have contested spots. Not seeing any contestant spots is always a lot harder because it's just pretty easy to put the same people in place. But having somebody run for something adds a lot more to it because it really shows those uh, who have that drive and passion and kind of be able to kind of put that into place. And everyone who's been there and wanting to run again, it really shows their dedication.
Yeah. I think I should shout out to brother. It was brother Will Michaels, brother Colin Tokoski, and brother Michael Brunner, whose spots were up. So thank you for your guys' service on the board of directors. All 3 of them have been on for quite a while and have done some different significant things with their positions, from serving on the e-board to doing stuff with the Buck Cup, and helping out with our big communication overhaul. So, exciting times. We like that there's new blood coming in, and we hope that those people kind of stay involved and stay contributing with what they've been doing.
Absolutely. And so right after that was the ABC Board of Directors meeting where we have a new ABC change in leadership. So with Chris Yergis stepping down, we now have a brand new board of all the leadership. First and foremost, Austin Dye as ABC president. As ABC vice president, we have Dawson Van Winkle. ABC treasurer is Jeffrey Pingle, and ABC secretary is Nicholas Korberg. First and foremost, I want to give a big thank you to Chris Yergis for his dedicated service. It is goes unfounded of how much you have put into this chapter, and we cannot thank you enough. Um, I'd like to also extend my congratulations to the new board and thank you to everyone who did run. And I'm very excited to see what this new board has in store. Um, at some point later, we definitely will sit down with the new board and kind of go over their plans and how they want to go forth on that. We are very excited to work with you guys, and we'll be reaching out to you very shortly.
Yeah, I can't say anything else that Dom hasn't already said. Chris did quite a lot in his 3-year term. A lot of the stuff with the housing, the Sig Up Rising project, which we're definitely going to have to talk about a little bit more here on one of our episodes. And then everything with 25-year banquet, which was phenomenal. So, but I'm excited to kind of step into this new role. It's something that is going to be entirely new to me. And I've already started working with Chris to kind of set some stuff up in place. But this board is bringing a lot of new ideas, and we're excited to get started and kind of show you what we're looking forward to doing. So, Yeah. Alongside our annual meeting, we handed out some alumni awards. So the first award was Mentor of the Year. This was given to brother Ian Seidler. This is an award that's voted on by the undergraduate chapter. And so, for those of you that don't know, Ian has been our chapter counselor for the past couple of years. And so, he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff for the undergraduates. And it's a very deserving award. Next up, we had Volunteer of the Year. This was awarded to brother Michael Brunner. So, Michael Brunner, also known as Dewey, he primarily served as our Buchanan Cup like committee lead. And so, being that we just won our third Buchanan Cup in a row, he had a big substantial part in organizing that committee, making sure that everybody stayed on track in terms of the application, what we were getting on there, the information we were collecting. So again, a very deserving award for him. And then lastly, we had an alumni that won the Distinguished Alumnus Award. This is an award that's provided by our national organization, and it's for, again, highlighting alumnus that go above and beyond and have been in their line of work for a while. And so this was provided to brother Brad Polzar. For those of you that don't know, Brad has been our balance man steward for 10 plus years. And so basically what that does is he kind of mentors our VP of MEmDev on the undergraduate side of things, and then helps kind of develop our Balanced Man program. So, like I said, he's been doing this for 10 plus years, very well deserved awards for all three of these men. And we're very excited that, we have a distinguished alumnus among our ranks now.
Yeah, as Austin said, we'd like to extend our fullest gratitude, and we are congratulations to every single one of the winners. These are very wonderful awards to win, and we are very proud of each and every one of you and all your endeavors. We cannot thank you enough. We would not survive without any of you, and so we can't thank you. Thank you so much. Breaking news in terms of Trago's quest to Greece. At this year's CLA, undergraduate Ty Meyer found out he would be the first Wisconsin Theta to be selected to attend SIGEP's Trago's quest to Greece. So, for those of you who aren't aware, guided by alumni mentors and professionally trains those in classic, Trago's quest is to Greece. They study under the influence of Greek philosophy, governance, and the arts to have and continue in their everyday life. Brothers will then explore Greek culture and reflect upon a lot of those origins of SIGEP values and the balanced man ideal. This is a very select program that very few SIGEP brothers get into, so having the first Wisconsin Theta undergraduate to be selected for this is a very, very big deal, and we are very fortunate to have Ty Meyer being selected. You are a wonderful candidate, and we cannot wait to look forward to what you bring to the table. So this program overall includes a lot of the ancient historical sites such as Athens, Delphi, uh, Corinth, and Olympia. Brothers explore the foundations of the fraternal world, seeking SIGEP's ritual in a brand new light, and study the philosophies while walking the same streets of those great minds who that which they once taught. Uh, Alongside Ty's achievements, the Wisconsin Data ABC was also recognized by the national organization with an Operational Excellence Awards. This is the second year in a row that Wisconsin Data ABC has been recognized with this award. We are very grateful to have this, and we are very thankful for this. We will continue to strive, and we cannot wait to continue showing off what we have. Our next news story is following along similar lines. So at this year's CLA, we have a exciting news that Toby Hua will be the next Ruck Scholar at Wisconsin Theta. So Toby, for those who aren't aware, is currently the VP SLC and the younger brother of Joshua. They are both real siblings, so it's nice that we have more siblings within this chapter. And Toby will be going to Ruck Leadership Institute later this year in the summer. For those of you who aren't aware, Rock Leadership is another SIGEP sponsored leadership event where the few selected get to go to Richmond, Virginia, at the home of Sigma Phi Epsilon, and get to learn not only about themselves but their leadership and values within that. They have multiple chances to grow and bring many opportunities to the table. This one is a bit more SIGEP founded, where we really kind of focus on a lot of the ideals and leadership that you can bring in the later years of your SIGEP life. This is a really wonderful program that we love to. For those of you who aren't aware, this is a SIGEP sponsored program where brothers get to go to Richmond, Virginia during this summer and experience a lot of the leadership and reflection upon themselves as individuals, There are quite a bit of Rock alumni from Wisconsin data, and it's always wonderful to see that we have many new faces being selected for Rock Leadership Institute. It is a week-long program where brothers get to learn once again about their leadership themselves and get to be around a large group of SIGEP brothers. We'd like to extend our congratulations to Toby, and look very forward to seeing what you have once you come back from your experience. We'd love to hear more about it.
Now we're going to cut to our on-field reporter, the Vice President of Communications, Landon King, who interviewed a couple of the upcoming graduates from the undergraduate chapter.
Alrighty, good evening, my fellow pioneers and SIGEPs. I'm here for our first of, sadly, many senior spotlights, but everyone's got to graduate at some point.
Yeah, everyone's got to go.
Yep. All right, we'll start off with the easiest question. What is your name?
My name is Ryan Bergman.
All right, and where are you from, Ryan?
I'm from West Dallas, Wisconsin.
What are your plans after graduation?
I'll be working as a manufacturing engineer for Caterpillar in Michigan.
Awesome. What is your favorite SIGEP memory?
My favorite SIGEP memory has to be this past fall. We had our 25-year banquet. As president, I got to go up on stage and give a speech in front of all of our alumni and undergraduates and guests, and that was really impactful, and it was probably my favorite memory.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great night.
Yeah, it was very fun.
What is one lesson you'll take with you after graduation?
One of the biggest lessons SIGEP teaches you, being an exec, being a member, is to trust your gut. One thing we as humans do is like to second guess ourselves, but we all do have the knowledge and skills and things that we train and study for.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to our younger members of SIGEP?
My advice would be to dive headfirst and get as involved as you can, as quick as you can, because it goes by fast. And the more memories, the more events you go to, and relationships you make, it's more impactful.
Yeah. All right. Now into some of our more fun questions. What is your funniest SIGEP memory?
Yeah, my funniest memory is actually my first memory of SIGEP. Before school even started my freshman year, campus had an event called Sex Ed Bingo. And I went, and next to my table was this big group of guys that were all having a great time and cheering and having a blast. And I went up to them later in the day and said, asked them what they won, because I saw that they got a prize. And we talked for a little bit. And then later that day, that one of the guys came up to me and said, "Hey, you look like a winner. You should come to one of these events." And he gave me one of the recruitment cards, and that was the start of my journey.
Good stuff. Yeah. What is one unique skill or fact about yourself that not many people would know?
A good amount of people know this, but I'm really big into 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3 printers, and my whole room is full of shelves of little projects that I've made over the last 6 years.
And then to wrap it up, what is your current go-to song?
Current go-to song, it's going to be, I say Red by Taylor Swift. Big Swiftie.
Nice. Yeah, big Swiftie. All right. Thank you for your time, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Landon.
Now we have brothers Hayden Bittinger and Brody Dawson to talk to us about some of their favorite movies coming out soon.
What is up, everybody? I'm Hayden.
I'm Brody.
And we are bringing you the real rundown, where we talk about what's new, what's coming, and what's worth your time. Today, we're going to discuss 10 releases for May 2026. We'll give a synopsis of each, and we'll let you know if we think these are worth buying a ticket for. Without further ado, let's get into the rundown. Coming up on May First, we've got Animal Farm, a new animated adaptation of the classic George Orwell story directed by Andy Serkis. It's got a stacked voice cast with Seth Rogen, Woody Harrelson, and Kieran Culkin, and it follows a group of farm animals who overthrow their human owner only for things to spiral into corruption and control. Sounds interesting enough, a little diversion from the source material. My verdict is to skip this one.
Also on the way, The Devil Wears Prada 2, with Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Emily Blunt, all expected to return 20 years after the first film. The story is set to follow these ladies navigating the modern fashion world as traditional magazines struggle to stay relevant. If you liked the first one, be sure to tune in for this sequel. For us though, we're gonna skip on this one. What? On May 8th, we'll see Mortal Kombat 2, which has Karl Urban stepping in as Johnny Cage, alongside returning fighters like Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion, with the actual tournament finally taking center stage and a stacked roster. This one will be a serious upgrade. This, we're gonna buy a ticket for. This is a C.
And also on the 8th, we have Sheep Detectives. It's a family movie in which a group of talking farm animals team up to solve the murder of their shepherd, played by Hugh Jackman. The film features an impressive voice cast led by Emma Thompson. This could be a sneakily entertaining whodunit for the family, so do not skip out on this one. Sadly, we are going to be skipping out on this one.
Hey, are you into concert films? Billie Eilish teams up with astounding director James Cameron to bring her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour to the big screen in immersive 3D. This was one of the most visually appealing concerts that I saw back in 2024. So I highly recommend seeing this if you missed out on that in-person experience. This is going to be a C. Not long after that, we'll be getting a Marvel special presentation with The Punisher: One Last Kill. Viewers will get our first look at Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle since his appearance in Daredevil Born Again Season 1. On top of that, it's a perfect setup for him to appear later this year in Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is going to be a C for sure.
For all you horror fans out there, we're getting the film Passenger on May 22nd. A young couple witnesses a brutal crash, but when they leave the scene, they realize they haven't left alone. I've seen the previews for this one, and let's just say that if you plan to get popcorn, you may want a lid. We will not be seeing this one, but I'm not going to say it's entirely a skip. Depends on your taste. Not down for scary movies? Well, you could enter a galaxy far, far away with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Following the TV series' 3-season run, this film sees Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin on his most daring adventure yet. Jam-packed with adventure, old characters returning, and the cuteness that is Grogu, this movie is sure to keep you entertained from beginning to end. Brody and I will absolutely be going to see this one in the theater.
Yet another horror movie coming out, originating from an online creepypasta thanks to a photo taken in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The Backrooms will take you to disturbing places you never thought possible while navigating through dangerous, reality warping rooms. This is a C for sure.
Closing out our slate of anticipated May releases, we have The Breadwinner. The film stars comedian Nate Bargatze as Nate Wilcox, a father of 3 whose wife lands a once-in-a-lifetime Shark Tank deal. Alone at home with his daughters, Nate soon realizes that managing this household will be the toughest gig he's had yet. It sounds fun for the family. I don't have kids, so I'm probably going to skip this one, but if you do, it could be fun. But that is going to be all we've got for you on today's Reel Rundown. Make sure to get out and see some movies this month, and make sure to check us out on the Reel Recap podcast on Spotify. Thanks, everybody. Austin, back to you.
Thank you, guys. That was wonderful. I'll be sure to check those movies out.